Whereabouts are you at the moment, mate? Aside from in your car.
I'm in my car at work. So, got the kids, got the job. Now I got reunion shows to play. So it's pretty killer.
So, without obviously getting specific, what kind are you able to say what kind of work you've been doing? And obviously,
I work in for a printing company. We print like labeling for food and beverage. So like a
nice.
lot of wine labels, a lot of whiskey, cosmetics.
Now,
So a lot of effort goes into like all these labels, and then people look at the bottles and like, wow, it's cool, drink it and throw it out. So so
they look at
stupid.
this lovely label you've designed, and they're just looking at the alcohol content.
Yeah, exactly. What kind of whiskey is this?
Obviously, you've had a career. You've built an entire life since you left. Since you first left Dillinger Escape Plan. How would you describe the feeling of rejoining it?
Uh, Totally surreal. It's very cliche. It's mind blowing surreal because I'm still that guy who wrote songs, played them, toured in a van, and you know met a lot of people. Then you're yelling at your kids to get up. I'm going to be late for work. So it's the mind fuck is like you're a musician, then you're a working family guy. Then
Mm.
all of a sudden you're doing interviews and you're playing shows, and it's bizarre. And I'm not complaining one at all,
Yeah.
but it's familiar, but it's like um I just forgot about it. Like,
Yeah.
but you get to talk to so many people you don't really, and meet. I have so many friends from 20 years ago, and I still have them. And then now it's like I'm re-meeting people and becoming friendly and knowing new people. It's crazy.
I wonder now that obviously, Dillinger is getting the second life. Could you guys take any steps to make sure that Botch don't retire? Because they came down here for the first time ever last
And then they
year.
retired.
Yeah, so I'm like, can you just tell them off and maybe bring them out on a double headlining tour?
uh, we tried getting to play with them, but their final show was right before we played again in June. So
Mm.
they wanted to hang it up. So and it's cool when people love and adore you. And I'm with you. I'm looking at the outside in for them. It's like, why are you doing that? But people ask us like, are you going to continue what we do? And I get it how they don't want to keep going. It's kind of, you don't want to mess with any kind of legacies or what you did.
Mm.
But I think if they kept playing, I think if Botch kept playing their stuff that they do instead of writing new material, I would be a proponent of that.
Yeah.
Like just don't write any new music. Don't add to it.
Well, hey, you probably saw this question coming.
I did.
Feel about new music?
We I think for what I was just saying, like as much as I would love to, I wouldn't want to touch that. You know, there's been two versions of the band, and I think we should, leave it with that. Although I wouldn't be against having new music with a different band name, you know? So
Mm.
so it's not the Dillinger Escape Plan. So I've been making plans to work with Ben on writing new stuff and working with him and having a new project. We actually Dillinger might release a song that never made it to an album.
Mm.
So there's music for it. So I might, write lyrics and throw it. So there might be something new coming out that Ben was playing for us, but it was during I forget what album it was. I don't know if it was Fireworks or what, but there was just an instrumental that didn't have lyrics over it,
Mhm.
or vocals, that never made it to record. So that, if we're gonna do anything, maybe it's that.
Mhm. It's
But
funny.
I
I
don't
was
know.
because obviously this is the news that everyone wants to hear. And as you were answering that, I'm like literally listening to every single word, going, "Okay, which one of these sentences are we going to use for the quote?" So it must have been strange to rejoin this thing that has obviously spent, several decades evolving into something else, and then you're rejoining it, and it's in what ways was it a different animal to the one that you left?
Oh man, it's a way different animal. Like I toured in a small van.
Mm.
We were packed like sardines. Our equipment was in the back. Then we got a trailer. Um, I've never toured in a bus. I've only toured in a bus once in my life. Was in Europe in 2000. And but now it's with social media, how big the band got. Um, it's it's 100% different.
Mm.
There's a lot that's this our approach is the same, but just the climate of music today, it's just so different,
Mm.
and getting used to it. Um, I mean, I've acclimated to it, but it's pretty wild.
How much do you see of Greg these days? Do you guys bump into each other on the live music scene much, or?
No, I don't really go out a lot. I don't see him. I don't keep in contact with him. So with that, I haven't talked to him in years.
Oh.
So, but
So
I
that kind of,
also some of my best friends in life, I haven't talked to them in months. So
I'm 100% with you. If I haven't
yeah,
spoken to you in months, I'll literally forget your name, and then we'll run into each other years
yeah.
later and be like, "You
Oh yeah,
guys?"
we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go from point A to point B.
Now that everyone's a bit older, like, kind of what kind of precautions do you have to take? Because I mean, I was just watching footage of you, grey hairs in your beard and everything, threatening all of those beard hairs by blowing flames all over the stage. Like,
The flames, as long as there's no wind, I'm okay with that. But taking care of myself is definitely. I'm 47 now, and taking care of yourself physically and mentally, like especially my voice, uh, it's different. I have to warm up way more than I ever had to. Um, I'm more in tune with my body now, which back in the day I never paid attention to. Like I wish I had the knowledge I have now in my 20s. Um, but yeah, when you're younger, you're invincible. You just don't worry about stretching or making sure your legs aren't going to fall off
yeah,
for any performance. But so yeah, I've been in tune with that for sure,
nice.
and everything is slower now. Like with life, just more thought out, and uh, you know, I guess my life experience like helps with that.
Some Rashid, take it away, my man.
As you said, with things being slower and more thought out, it's been 25 years since Calculating Infinity, and generally what this whole reunion of sorts has been based around. So there's definitely been plenty of time for you to think and plan towards this. But when was the seed actually laid for these reunion tours? Was it during the final shows where you performed with them in 2017, or was it only in the lead up to the release of the reissue?
It wasn't in 2017, for sure. Uh, the lead up to the release kind of came around the same time of, coincidentally, the release wasn't the the catalyst of why we wanted to do this. Yeah, there's this guy Frank who he's one of the guys who runs Metal Injection, and they had a festival in 2023. I forget. I don't know where it was, if it was in Las Vegas or somewhere. So he asked us, "Hey, would you guys want to do a Dillinger Escape Plan reunion for this festival?" And then that's Ben kind of started thinking, and um, our agent was like, "Why don't you guys wait till next year, where it's 2025 or 2024? Well, it'll be the 24th or the 25th anniversary." I'm saying a lot of 20s right now. So basically, our agent was like, "Wait till next year, so you have your 25-year celebration of the record." So uh, until we got offered to play, that's when we started thinking about it. Me, in the past 20 years, I've always wanted to play. Like, just I left the band and I always wanted to keep playing. So it's like talking out both sides of my mouth. Like, you leave, but then you still want to play. You miss it. So when Ben came up with the idea that was planted by Frank, and it was a no-brainer for me. So,
Yep, jump
and
straight onto that one.
yeah, 100%. It's like, yeah.
So when I heard that these shows were happening and you were rejoining the band, it sounded pretty miraculous. I'm far from a religious person, but for me, it literally was like a deity coming back from the dead. They have risen again.
Well, in any comparison with the deity is I'll say maybe I'm like a zombie coming back from the dead, but yeah, I'm just absorbing that compliment you just threw at me, so I appreciate that. But now it feels good because when you're dormant for over 20 years and you know you put a lot into something that you created, it feels good watching it take off and still play and grow massively, but you want to play too. So, coming back, it's nice because there's people that have never. There's different kinds of newer fans where they've never heard of me, or if they have, they've never seen me play. So just to give that opportunity to other people that have never seen me perform or seen this version of that band, it's nice to have that kind of reincarnated into what we have today. So we have our modern times, but we're playing our throwback selves. So,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, go on.
oh no, I'm just rambling. You go. You better cut me off.
All right, cut you off. I will. So yeah, I've personally been a fan since running boards. In high school, I had a good fortune of having a friend named John who was very keyed into the worldwide hardcore scene. And I remember the day he's all like, passing this like a note over the school desk, like this is a band called Dillinger Escape Plan. You need to check these guys out. And just absolutely having my mind blown. It wasn't until I think maybe would it have been Ironworks tour the first time that I personally got to see Dillinger live in Australia. But yeah, basically the Under the Running Boards, Calculating Infinity, my first love of Dillinger. I never thought I would get the opportunity to see that era of the band perform live with you on vocals. So yeah, when the announcer was coming back, it's like that's absolutely amazing. And then the next miracle would be, please come to Australia so that I can see this for myself. So thank you so much for coming to Australia. What inspired you guys to bring it to us?
I live in Seattle, and it's in the northwest corner of the states, and a lot of tours miss Seattle. So, but Seattle is they're a city with passionate people, and they want to see things too. But it's like basically Seattle exists, Australia exists. Like, why not go to Australia? I know we're not going to New Zealand, but I've never been there too. So for me, selfishly, I get to go somewhere and perform I've never played. And we just have a lot of people that support and love us. So like we want to take that time to go to a region where, you know, people want to see us, you know, and I get to go see a country I've never been to. So,
and that's one of the beauties of getting anywhere in music, is the ability for it to travel and take you to places, yeah, you've never been before. And
yeah,
you consistently remain who you are, and you play what you play, but yeah, you get to see how that bounces off different peoples and different cultures, and just share that love that transcends literally all the boundaries.
yep. Yeah, we live all so far away for like globally, but then like with like social media and the internet, I get messages from people like that live thousands of miles away from me, and it's amazing where that gets so shrunken down, and you have that unified like appreciation for music. Um, just it's so nice to be able to go fly out to somewhere that's so far from where we live, and then people will show up and appreciate it. So yeah, we would not go to Australia. So of course we're going to go down.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting down with you when you get
Yeah,
here. So
we're excited. Where are you guys
We're
located
Brisbane.
there? Oh,
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Yeah.
So you're at so you'll see us super warm when we play, because you're at the tail end of the tour.
Oh, yeah.
nice, have that voice all loosened up and ready
Oh
to
yeah.
scream like a demon for
It's
us.
funny, like when you start a tour, whether it's 7 shows or 20, like you get clicking around show 3, you know. But
Yeah.
then like when you hit show, like your final show, you're like, oh, that's it. We're just getting going. So yeah, I hope no one else from other than Brisbane hears this, but you guys are we'll be nice and warm by the time we see you guys.
I've got one more question on my miracle run here. So yeah, miracle one, Dillinger back from the dead. Miracle two, you're coming to Australia. So why not push and ask for a miracle three? There's the Dimitri era of Dillinger, and then the Greg. In between, there was this little EP released called "Irony is a Dead Scene," which featured the legend Mike Patton on vocals.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it's absolutely mind blowing that I'm going to get to see you perform with the band. Would you be up for asking Mike if he'd come along as well, so we can get some When Good Dogs Do Bad Things?
I mean, if he wants to go, sure. I don't think I mean, he'll probably be like, yeah, sure, haha. But yeah, I'll send him a message.
Much appreciated. I won't hold you to it,
I'll
but
send
it
him a
is very
message.
much.
I'm not making any promises.
All right. We better go, guys. We're at the end of our slot. Dimitri, this has been fantastic. We are so looking forward to it, and we will see you.
Awesome. Me too, guys. Tom, Rashid, thank you.